Right. So I was thinking about our poor friend who's trying to impress you at the local bunch ride.
Oh, yeah. How's he been anyway?
Pretty good. Well, obviously he's have to recover. He's gone all in.
Yep. He's got his look pedals. He's
Well,
got his 3K'd Colnago.
Where did we leave him last?
3K'd Colnago. He'd had it 3K'd by Lesher.
Thanks, Raoul.
Yeah.
He figures he's got to go the next level.
Yeah.
And fully inspired by Instagram.
That's a bad thing to be inspired by.
He starts his own artisan bike brand.
Oh, his own one.
Because that's what you do. If you want street cred, you build your own frame.
Yeah.
You discover the art of welding in some form.
Yeah.
In steel.
Did he discover coffee as well when he was like really good coffee when he was doing this?
I don't know whether it's good coffee, but he overthought coffee, if that's what you're suggesting.
Right. Did he tell everyone about it as well?
Well, he had to. He's on Instagram. That's how it works.
The first few weeks must have been quite difficult, though. What with him healing up from having his full sleeve tattoo done, right? Must have been difficult to weld with a sore arm.
That's how he gets all that thinking time.
Right.
He's
rubbing fucking hydro cream into his tattoo.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So the first question is, when he turns up on this brand he's created and welded himself in the shed in the back of Brunswick.
Really good welds.
Possibly. Well, he's spent 8 weeks on each one, filing it down, sanding it back.
Smooth.
So it's perfect,
Yeah.
But he's had to buy some dropouts, which he's customised by cutting them out or laser etching them or something.
Did he not 3D print them, though?
No, he 3D printed like some brake bridges or some part that allowed him to achieve a really unique but pointless look.
He 3D printed the welds, right? He 3D printed the welds and then he glued them.
Bonded.
Yeah.
It's the first world bond hybrid frame ever.
He 3D printed some slightly wobbly welds, right?
Yeah.
Using some like chaos algorithm in Blender, right? And then he bought a fucking frame jig and then he glued the frame together.
Created in a shed in Collingwood.
Yes, that's what happened.
Anyway, so to 2 questions that I have for you. First question is, what's worse?
Yeah.
Turning up on a low volume steel frame or some mass-produced Fong Hu frame?
As he had the Fong Hu painted up, though.
I'll give you 2 options on the Chinese. It's just a blank, or he went the full counterfeit, Chinarello, fake painted, fake Pinarello, whatever.
Right, here's the third one. The amount of money he spent on this fucking bike welding it. So he's got to buy a welding kit. He's got to rent a shed that's all concrete.
Yeah, he's got a business now.
Right, he's doing that. But he's in the red like fuck, right?
Oh, hell, well, no, because he's going to be able to overcharge his 6 friends.
Hang on a minute, has his wife let him back in yet after the fucking 3K? And
He's got a thriving business now.
right, okay, so is his wife started to look at him with a slightly different eye?
Yeah, he's buying like plumber's steel, tubing, and then he's gluing it and welding it however
he's 3D printing his welds.
Yeah.
Is his wife coming down the shed?
And charging, she's coming down and he's saying he's charging the other squeezers into coffee and tattoos.
Yeah.
$5,000 or whatever it is a throw. She's like, you're a genius.
Is she retrained as a barber and she's doing like wet shaved, like making their moustaches all like twiddled up at the ends? Is that what's happening?
No, she's the barista.
She's got into all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got a sleeve tattoo and is baristering like a bandit.
Fucking brilliant. Has she shaved one side of her head?
Right, but what I love is we've gone this fun. You still haven't answered my question. What was worse? Turning up on the no-name mass-produced from the back blocks of China somewhere, the industrial back blocks.
Yeah.
Is that worse? Mm-hmm. Or the small production run steel frame?
What's the paint job on his steel frame? What's he done?
Oh, it's amazing.
Is it like my idea of having a Game of Thrones paint job including spoilers to annoy everyone on the ride?
In fact, that's exactly what it is.
He's got a Game of Thrones including spoilers paint job on his fucking frame. But he has to update it. He has to somehow be mates with the producer on Game of Thrones and he gets spoilers added to it each week by Bikes by Steve.
Sure, why not?
Shout out to Bikes by Steve.
Who actually is a really good painter, by the way.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He could do that.
Yeah.
Steve could do that.
But Steve has had to sign a fucking gentleman's agreement that he will not spoil anything for anyone. Even though he's adding Game of Thrones spoilers to this cunt's paint job every fucking week.
Yeah, so what's worse?
This frame's getting heavier and heavier.
It is.
As the plot thickens.
Well, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
What's worse?
That's worse?
No, I reckon that's... I think that's all right. Making your own frames better.
What as if you bought it off his friend who was the frame maker?
Oh, that's worse. That's worse. Because, well, is it? No, because at least you're sort of supporting your mate who's doing something. So our mate's turned up on this fucking bike. He's got a Game of Thrones spoiler paint job on his 3D printed, weld, bonded together artisan steel frame that he provides a very bespoke service for.
Yes.
For you guys to get. You come down to his, we're going to call it workshop. Yep.
Yep. No, it'd be a studio.
Studio, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like a fucking warehouse that he's put a mezzanine floor in and it's got sort of techno playing in the background quite quietly and then a load of Rafa hanging up on just one fucking like railing, like clothes rail?
There's like one little stand with 4 garments on it.
And a really attractive woman in a tight dress and high heels who's clearly never ridden a bike before, working as reception.
That'd be his missus.
With a lopsided haircut. Yeah.
You need to come up with a name for this company.
Oh, we're going to call it the fucking My Chemical Romance. Yeah, but it's spelled MAIKEMIKALROMANSS. And the 2 S's are dollars.
I just think it's like 4 Cyrillic characters that no one can pronounce, not even a Russian.
Right. It's got a semicolon in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Pronounced Zvit.
Yeah. Nice.
But no one knows it's pronounced that unless you go there. So
it looks
you can take the moral high ground every time someone mispronounces the name.
It looks like an Ortega song name. Just looks like your cat's walked across your keyboard. So he turns up at this fucking ride and he's looking happy as Larry.
It's a summer morning, so there's plenty of sunlight to bounce off that bespoke coloured frame.
Oh, yep.
So I roll in on it.
Yeah.
And you see me coming.
Yeah.
And I make eye contact. What's your next move?
I glance down.
Yeah.
Right. I see the paint job.
Yeah.
Right. I look at it and I go, is that a matte finish on the forks? Right?
Yeah.
And the forks are just in grey, matte, aren't they?
Yeah.
I go, what sort of paint is that? What sort of paint have you used on the fork for that?
It will be some hybrid plastic resin reflective fluorescent thingy.
So you've painted it battleship grey and you've just got some clear coat and poured and just dropped a handful of sand in it.
Pretty much.
And then just painted your fork up.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, are they those Envy forks that a lot of guys who make frames, are they the Envy forks?
And I say no.
What forks are they?
They are actually our own custom design that I've had made.
Right.
Yeah. I designed them.
Is that Force on there? Is that Force AXS?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Is
of course.
It?
Yeah. Have to be the latest.
Why haven't you gone for red?
Because I'm not a pretentious wanker. But then, right, you look down at my shoes.
Yeah.
And see I have custom painted them.
Oh, to match the paint job?
To match the Game of Thrones paint job.
I look down and go, is that Frodo? Which one's Frodo? On there.
You decide to flaunt your lack of knowledge of Game of Thrones at this point.
Which one's R2D2? My son likes all that shit. You should bring that round. My 5-year-old son would like that. He'd love it.
Is that how you cut me out?
Yeah.
Just like cut my knees out from under me.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I think you would probably run with a bit of, are we going to ride now or just look at your fucking bike?
Like, just, come on, lads. And I'd make some comment about like, bikes are good, aren't they? But like, when you're really going for it on your bike and you feel like the bike almost disappears, doesn't it? And you can't even tell what your bike looks like when you're on it. Do all you guys agree with that? Everyone's like, yeah. It's amazing. It. Don't know why we worry about what colour our bike is. Yeah, I know. I feel the same. I feel the same. Yeah. I mean, when you're really going for it, when like, oh lads, listen. When you're really going for it, when you're doing like fucking 20 watts per kilo, yeah. You don't even know what your bike looks like, do you? Like, it doesn't matter, does it, lads? And everyone's like, no, it don't matter. Yeah.
So do you reckon that...
Should we ride then?
So do you think then that when he's really going for it and putting out his however many watts per kilo.
Yeah.
Froomey will look down at his new Pinarello at that black and what is it, burgundy colour of the new team bike.
We need to address this. I've got a tab specifically for this.
That really is a shit bike.
There is. Right, the new Pinarello Dogma F12 they're on now with Chris Froome on top of it. It's a fucking black frame that fades down to burgundy. It looks like a packet of smoky bacon crisps by the company Walkers.
Don't know.
This colour scheme to me says the party's over. This colour scheme looks like a visual sports interpretation of depression, aging. They were like, well, I don't know. What has been done before, we'll just do that.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
It seemed to work in the past. We'll crack it out again.
Yeah. What has been done? Right, that's been done. Okay, well, let's just do that then. They've probably looked at the Rafa Custom Cycling Tips, The Beauty of Cycling X Rafa Custom Kit competition and said, that all looks all right. Let's just do something shitter than that. What will really, really blend into the peloton, they were saying. Do you think Chris Froome's bored of riding bikes by now? He looks bored. He's like, fuck me, I've been doing this for years now. Can I just do something else, lads? No, you can't, Chris.
I don't know. Can he do anything else, though? That'd be the question. What could Chris Froome do? Like, let's say he quit cycling tomorrow. What would be his next career choice? He certainly doesn't have the scintillating personality to go into some sort of media or commentary role, does
Podcasting. He couldn't do a podcast.
At the rate we're going, I don't feel like we could do one either.
Well, we're proving to ourselves that we're not good at something. So we're ruling something out so we don't waste our time on it anymore. Right?
I like that we flaunt our inadequacy.
Yeah, it's reverse psychology. So people will go, no, you're actually really good, even though we're just shit.
Put in the comments section how good we really are.
Yeah, how good are we? Right?
On a scale of, I don't know, 1 to 2?
1 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 or 1 being good.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Fucking, what would he do? He'd be some middle manager, wouldn't he? Or a PE teacher.
Oh, PE teacher, that's a cracker. He wouldn't be ruthless enough. He wouldn't be mean-spirited enough.
No, I don't think he'd be able to tell a kid off either.
It'd be like being yelled at by a very tall grasshopper. I think he'd be more creepy than creepy.
Which is ideal for a teacher.
Yeah.
Especially during the 70s, eh? Ooh, pedos. There we go. Jimmy Savile. Anyway, let's get onto the frame. The Pinarello Dogma F12. I've decided it looks like they've taken a normal bike. They've taken a S-Works. They've got a big fish tank. They've dropped it in the fish tank, the fish bowl, taken a photograph of it, and then put that into fucking Vectorworks and then made a frame out of that.
I think they've just melted a frame. Looks like it's just kind of half started to melt. Like, oh, fuck. Get it out of the oven now. Yeah.
So they really fucked up in China when they were making this thing. I went, right, we've massively fucked up all of them. Each frame's slightly different, but let's spin that. So each frame's unique, and the asymmetric, i.e. melted, bent design is good and stiff.
And compliant. It's both stiff and compliant simultaneously. Stiff
and compliant, and what other words would we say? Chuckable. Road buzz dampening.
Bingo, you win.
Road buzz dampening. Who says road buzz nowadays? Everyone in the comments, please comment. When was the last time you heard some cunt going on about road buzz? Yeah? So it's poppy chuckable. It's got road buzz killing ability.
I'd love to be on that bunch ride though. You're cruising along. Can you believe this road buzz? The road buzz is amazing along here. Yeah. What about the amazing lack of road buzz right now?
Yeah, I left my love egg at home. Can't get mine out. It's stuck. And it's got one of them new glass batteries in it that fucking goes forever. Yeah, so that's Chris Froome. Chris Froome is a creepy PE teacher. This bike's shit. Even my voice is depressed talking about it. You can hear.
Bank manager. I think he's pure bank manager.
Or he would be. He'd be bank manager, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But in like a little branch, not a biggie.
Oh, no. It'd be a very average bank too.
Yeah. It'd be Barclays in a market town in England.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he would be a team leader, not even a manager. He'd be a team leader of a call centre. And then every Friday he'd be like, hey, come on team, if we get like 20 sales, first person to get 20 sales, I'll buy him a pint. We'll go down Yates's wine lodge. He'd be that cunt.
And no, everyone would purposely not sell so they didn't have to go.
Yeah. But then everyone wouldn't hate him either because he was that bland. They'd sort of go, yeah, he's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah.
That's what his peer review, they do those 360-degree reviews.
Yeah.
Subordinates, everyone.
Yeah.
in that 360-degree review, his superiors, his peers, and his subordinates would all say, he's all right.
7 out of 10?
I'd be a solid 6.
It's a solid 6, but some things would be 7, but then they go, oh, no, well...
They'd be 7.
Can I redo
crossed
it?
out and made 6.
Yeah. 6.5. Can we do halves?
Can we do it?
No. Just 6. All right, just 6.
Yeah. 6.5 seems too generous.
I've heard he was really good at cycling. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that. Oh, I've heard there's a sportsman here. Is he a footballer? Oh, he's a cyclist. Oh,
I thought you said he was a real sportsman.
Yeah.
Like he played snooker or something.
He looks a bit weird for a sportsman. I thought they were like...
He would be. He looks like a snooker player.
Wouldn't he be into snooker? That's it. He'd be a snooker player.
No. He'd be a snooker referee. You know they have that real monotone voice?
Yeah, like the commentator. It's sort of like the TV equivalent of methadone. Speaking of methadone, big up my cat, who is now a smackhead after being fed methadone after getting into a fight outside the house with another cat and then having to have $629 spent on it getting stitched up, little cunt.
But he did get a lot of methadone for $629.
He got fucking properly methadoned up and now he's clucking and itching. My bike's gone missing.
Yeah.
And your
TV.
TV's gone and he's managed to get my girlfriend and the neighbour to start some sort of prostitution ring to fund his disgusting fucking habits. Little prick. Big up my cat. So anyway, next then, what are we talking about? Oh, here we go. What's that, mate?
The picture you're making me look at right now.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a bike, which will be looks like a high-end road bike by a brand that no one knows what it is.
Yeah.
Going to be sold by the people at Walmart, I believe.
Walmart have got their own road bike brand called the Viathon. And this is a real box ticker. Have a look at the wheels.
Are they Knights?
They are Knight shite compost heaps. Knight composites, mate, or Fastsports as they're also known. Right. This is a bike which has been sold by Walmart, pretty cheap actually. That whole bike there is about $5 American $1,000. Shall I try that again?
Yeah, give it a rip.
That bike there is about $5,000.
Generic frame.
Well, that's where you're wrong. They're claiming that it's actually not a generic frame. They're claiming that they've done the layup and they've made it themselves. The fucking liars.
I would be calling slight BS on that.
I'm going to call slight BS on that as well.
Yeah.
That to me looks like a fucking Canyon, doesn't it? It looks like one of them Canyon SLX ones.
From 2 years ago. It's someone's bike from 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, and they've tweaked.
That's been turned into an open mould and tweaked and...
Yeah.
Clearly no effort putting into the branding or the paint to keep the cost down. That's what I mean. They're willing to make it just black, white, obviously to keep the cost down. Mm-hmm. Yet they put all this money into the layup. I don't think they really care that much.
The thing is, though, like, that bike could be completely fine, wouldn't it, if you rode it?
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be as good as my Artisan Game of Thrones special.
No.
There's nothing interesting or spectacular about any of that Viathon thing, and the name is worse than whatever I come up with for my Artisan brand, which, by the way, will have the words lab and custom probably in there somewhere.
Yeah, and a word that sounds like an English word but that's a bit different. Like if you've been hit on the head really hard and then asked a few questions, like the sort of words you'd come out with then in response.
So the brand would be something like the Twerking Custom Lab.
Labs.
Yeah,
even though it's just one fucking room and it's not a lab.
Suggesting I have either that or a collection of dogs.
Or just call it something research.
It was a good name though. Remember AMP Research, the mountain biking brand back in the day?
Fuck, I do, right, with the ridiculous like link.
It had the fork, yeah.
The fork that had like a fucking hinge in the back of it. Yeah, I do.
Back in the 90s, one of my girlfriends, she had one of those bikes.
Ugh. That is potential to lose a nut though. That fucking if you crash and then someone.
Well, she wasn't cursed with having to carry those two sort of things around, so not an issue.
No, big up the 2 year out of date power bars. Yeah, my fucking gut has been. I've been fucked. I had 2 of them today at work, and my stomach has been fucked.
That's all right. The good news is you won't need to poo until like 2024.
Yeah, nice.
So that'll be handy.
Super up. Yeah.
Simplifies your life when you don't need to poo.
Maybe I could use that shit as a bonding agent to bond my 3D welds together on my fucking new frame.
It might be stronger than like anything else that's been used to bond things together.
It could be. It could be marketed as some sort of like ultra vegan thing, like cow dung woven frame.
Because I don't get the bamboo and the wooden frames.
It's ridiculous.
I don't get it. Like, I understand the appeal to try and solve that problem from an engineering point of view.
But you know what I mean?
But it's
just get a carbon frame, you fucking prick.
But it's kind of useless at that point because what's the wood frame doing that any of the other frames aren't doing?
Now look, this whole vibe about people saying that they want to save the planet and stuff, that's good. But cycling to me is my vice. I want it to be as bad as possible. I want to take as many drugs as I can whilst riding, and I want it to fuck the planet up, right? Because if I don't have that as a vice, I'm going to do something else worse.
Worse?
Yeah.
What?
More self-destructive. Because at least I get the hatred of all motorists while I'm out riding.
Depends where you live, but yes. I think here in Australia, very much so.
Yeah. Since moving to Australia, I've realised that there is such a thing as hatred for cyclists on the road.
Yeah, very much so.
Really bad.
Because we haven't got enough space. That's the problem in this country. There's not enough room for everyone.
When I first moved to Australia, I saw a traffic jam. What the fuck is this? Why is there a traffic jam here? What cunt designed this place that there's traffic jams? There's only 20 million of you. And this place is as big as America. Why is there a traffic jam? Each of you could have your own fucking town.
But you've got to have all those accoutrements of a modern Western society. And one of those is bitching about the traffic.
Don't try and like ruin my argument with fancy words I don't understand. Yeah?
I didn't understand it either.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. But anyway, yeah, everyone's got to be together, haven't they, to be able to like make money off each other, the dirty bastards.
Yeah.
And depressed people in Australia as well. Who'd have thought that? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
How is any cunt here? I've said this before. How is anyone depressed here? Right? Go Vietnam. Go fucking London.
Go 90% of the planet, really.
You know what I mean? How can you be depressed? You wake up every morning, it's like sunny. There's birds everywhere. Everyone's got a fucking garden. Everyone can get a job.
Everyone's house is the size of like Liechtenstein.
Mate, fucking go to Japan. All right? People literally live in... This room we're in now is pokey. There's apartments in Japan, whole apartments smaller than this. And people live in them for years and go work. Daily, 12-hour days.
And lead a full and happy life.
Well...
Lead a full life.
Well...
Lead a tortured, miserable existence.
Right. But even they find some joy in their lives somewhere. So how are you fuckers all moaning all the time?
It's just our condition. We find stuff to moan about.
Yeah.
Like fucking cyclists on the road.
These power bars I had today, fuck me, honestly. It feels like Ted Bundy's had a go at me.
I think you'd know if Ted Bundy had a go at you.
Well, would you?
Start with, he'd be wearing your face as a fucking hat.
You'd see him coming at you with a fucking log before he like launched into your head, and then you'd be fucked, literally fucked, and then you'd be beheaded and put in his fridge. I watched a documentary on Ted Bundy the other day. It was pretty mental.
Did you get any ideas?
Yeah, a few tips.
Inspire?
Yeah, he's inspirational. If anything, right, although he was a bit of a cunt, at least he fucking went for it.
He became the best in his field.
Yeah, he did. Very much like Hitler.
Pedos and Hitler. For those of you playing the word bingo at home.
Yeah. He had a daughter in prison. I know.
Really?
Yeah. Women loved him. They would come to see his court case and get all gooey-eyed over him. I mean, how depressed have you got to be if you can't get a girlfriend and fucking Ted Bundy can? Right? In a way, he gives hope to a lot of guys out there. Should we go into some sad news?
Oh, yeah?
Some bloke's been killed, a professional cyclist.
Oh, that was a while ago, that one.
Was it? May the 1st. Oh, hang on. But he was killed, and it turns out that the driver... He was Australian as well, right? Mm-hmm. The driver who killed him was on his phone.
I don't think there's
Her phone, sorry.
I don't think there's any surprise there.
No.
It's not like any of those people on their phones in their cars are talking someone through performing a tracheotomy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
To save someone's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
even if they were doing that, they would still only break even by killing someone and then saving someone else.
Yeah. It's more, conversations are more like, so just remind me again, do I need to get the halloumi cheese or parmesan cheese? Yeah. It's that kind of conversation.
Or it'd be like, she's picking up her phone to see if he's read her messages because he hasn't replied in half an hour and she's getting a wham.
Hasn't replied in like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. And then she's about to text him saying, well, I haven't replied. Crack. Some young man has lost his life.
See a sad-faced, slow-moving old man as he bounces off the bonnet of my car.
Leaving a family in ruins. What's fucked you off in the workshop recently? What's some things that have irked you in the workshop of late? Oh, fucking S-Works bloody Venge. Here's what's fucked me off today, right? 2.5 mil Allen bolts. Why? Just go 3.
But they're trying to send you the message of don't over fucking tighten this, right? By using those really small ones, right? That's the whole idea.
But that's a backwards message, right?
I know.
Because they know that everyone's going to overturn it, but then they know everything's going to get rounded off.
Yeah, like a mofo.
Yeah. Like that fucking Venge today. I had to somehow pray that would work.
Yeah. But if you were to list off everything that was wrong in the design of that bike, like go through every little thing that's a fucking can't believe they did this.
This would be a very long podcast.
It would be the longest podcast in human history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to get a new hard disk halfway through it.
We would, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have a whole fucking building in the Arizona desert of our own.
Yeah.
Just to store it.
We'd have to rent the whole Google server system for a bit and talk really quickly.
We'd have to play it all at like quadruple speed.
Yeah.
Just to get it in.
Parents would have to give us given summary packs of the fucking story to pass down to their children.
Of where they're up to.
There's not enough for a human lifetime to take in.
No.
The shittest part of that Venge design for me was that the DI2 control bit, the brain, was not under the stem. It was under the fucking bottom bracket, a little housing that you couldn't see the light in. Just a little dot.
You didn't have the true joy of working on the brakes on that bike, which is a whole new world. It's like going down, it's like following Alice.
They don't pull parallel. They pull in like a pair of fucking mole grips. They're shit.
Look, you're better off just jamming your Converse sneaker into the fucking wheel, really.
Here's some trivia. I once broke my radial head in my elbow. Fuck, that is bad. Ever done that, anyone? Shout out to all the broken radial head crew by jamming my foot in my front wheel when I was a little kid. My BMX had gone over the bars and just landing hard as fuck on my arm. 28 years old I was. It was agony. It was fucking agony. Yeah, don't do that. What else has been shit in the workshop?
Putting roof racks on the tops of cars. Is that really a good idea in the hands of the general population?
Yeah, right. Roof racks. Roof racks for bikes is always a bad idea. Whenever I see a bike on a roof rack, I always go, ugh.
It's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. Yeah. Someone's going to drive it into a garage, their garage, someone else's garage.
Yeah.
A drive-through at a fast food chain, at a supermarket. Like, you know, if you've got roof racks on top of your car, at some point you will drive it into something.
Plus, whenever I see them going and I'm sat behind a car that's got a roof rack on the top, the fucking bikes are wobbling back and forth. I just shit myself when I see them.
So shout out to all those people that have roof racks on top of their car and put their bikes on there.
Yep.
And if you haven't driven it into top of something yet,
it's a matter of time.
You will, my friend.
Yeah.
You will.